Crystal Palace's transfer window ended in chaos, and at the heart of it all is captain Mark Guehi. The defender, who came within hours of sealing a dream move to Liverpool, was left stunned when chairman Steve Parish pulled the plug at the last minute. Now, furious and disillusioned, Guehi is considering giving up the captain's armband as tensions boil over at Selhurst Park. Mark Guehi is reportedly considering stepping down as Crystal Palace captain after being left furious at the club blocking his move to Liverpool. Guehi looks set to join Liverpool on transfer deadline day after Palace chairman Steve Parish went against the wishes of manager Oliver Glasner to accept their £35 million offer for the defender. He completed a medical in London and was due to fly up to Merseyside to join Alexander Isak with the Reds. However, Parish ultimately changed his mind at the last minute, pulling the plug on the transfer after Glasner threatened to resign because a replacement hadn't been signed. Palace had agreed a loan move with Brighton for Igor Julio, but the Brazilian ended up choosing West Ham instead. The chaotic situation has had a significant impact on Guehi, who is consistently praised by Glasner for his professionalism, while speculation swirled around him. The Guardian reports that he is extremely unhappy and may release a statement to explain his side of the story after reporting for duty with England at St George's Park. The 25-year-old is club captain, but is so upset that the transfer was denied at the last minute that he could let go of the title. His current contract with the club runs until June 2026, and the possibility of him extending it now appears very remote. The Times reports that he will resist any further attempts to tie him down. His exit was so far down the line that Palace had recorded a farewell video for Guehi, which has since leaked on social media. He played and scored in the 3-0 win over Aston Villa on Sunday evening, a match that he believed would be his last for Palace. But now he will be expected to continue with the club after the international break. Throughout the saga, Glasner was clear that he did not want to lose his captain and most important centre-back without a replacement. After being linked with Manchester City's Manuel Akanji, Monaco's Mohamed Salisu, Rennes' Jeremy Jacquet, and Brighton's Julio, they signed Toulouse's 19-year-old defender, JD Canvot, for £21 million. As well as dealing with the fallout of an unhappy captain, Palace now risk losing Guehi for nothing next summer. He will be freely able to discuss a move with foreign clubs in the January transfer window, while Liverpool could decide to renew their interest in the new year too. I can say it with clarity, and I said it to the chairman that it's nothing to do with Oliver Glasner, but we need to keep Mark to play a successful season, Glasner said after the Villa win. We had a meeting in March where we talked about the situation, so again we know how the situation is, and we have an agreement that we could sell Mark if we have the right replacement in. We wanted to have this replacement at the beginning of the pre-season to be independent from this situation. That was on July 9th. The season started. It's August 31st and there is no replacement in the building. So it's clear one part of the agreement is not fulfilled. That means we can't sell Mark. After a frantic 24 hours in the transfer window, Liverpool finally got their man. Alexander Isak has swapped Newcastle for Anfield in a record-breaking deal, but his former club had no kind words on his way out. Newcastle United have released an ice-cold message after selling Alexander Isak to Liverpool for a British record fee. The deal, which Liverpool insist is consisting them £125 million, and which Newcastle say is worth £130 million to them, went through after a frantic last 24 hours of the window, with Isak now a Liverpool player and reporting for Sweden duty for the World Cup qualifiers. But Newcastle were in no mood for kind words as they announced his exit, stopping short of a good luck message after the striker refused to play or train this summer. Instead, they issued a short 37-word statement last night. A short statement read, "Newcastle United can announce the sale of striker Alexander Isak to Liverpool for a significant British record transfer fee." The Sweden international joined the Magpies from Real Sociedad in 2022 and made 109 appearances in all competitions. And without the usual good luck message on the bottom, the statement then followed, simply with ends. Isak told LiverpoolFC.com, "I feel amazing. It's been a long journey to get here. But I'm super happy to be a part of this team, this club, and everything it stands for. It's something I'm proud of and I'm really looking forward to it." I'm just happy it's done, and that I can get back to work. I'm looking forward to seeing my teammates and the fans, and getting back out there. I think I have a lot to give. I think I have a lot to improve. I'm a striker, but I always want to give as much as possible to the team. Mainly goals, but much more than that as well. I want to win everything. Isak went on. Me getting the chance to be a part of this. I want to create history. I want to win trophies. That's ultimately the biggest motivation for me, and I feel like this is the perfect place for me to grow even further and to take my game to the next level and help the team as well. I feel like this is the next step for me in my career. I'm super happy that I've been given this chance, and I'm very motivated to do something well with it. Arne Slot has finally secured his top target of the transfer window, but how does he fit Alexander Isak into his Liverpool lineup? The 25-year-old striker arrived at Liverpool's training ground on deadline day morning for a medical test. Liverpool agreed a £125 million deal with Newcastle for his signature, after a long and painful summer of Isak trying to force an exit from St James Park. Now the Swede is in the Reds' grasp. The defending Premier League champions will need to work out how they can use him alongside their summer signings. £116 million midfield magician Florian Wirtz and £79 million goal machine Hugo Ekitike, as well as Liverpool mainstay Mohamed Salah. When a big change is on the horizon, it's sometimes best to keep everything else as similar as possible. With this in mind, Slot may stick with the 4-2-3-1 formation he has been deploying this season. This would likely see Wirtz keep his position behind the striker, while Salah attacks from the right-hand side. However, with Isak in the building, Ekitike, who boasts 2 goals and 1 assist in his first 3 Premier League matches, may be shifted out to the left. This would leave Isak, who will surely be given the Reds' number 9 shirt left vacant by Darwin Núñez, as the lone striker up front. It also means that Dominik Szoboszlai, who is currently filling in at right back for the injured Jeremy Frimpong, and has been sensational this term, would lose his place in the starting 11. With so many world-class attackers, Slot may decide to simply play all of them. Attack has been Liverpool's first form of defence, scoring 8 goals in their first 3 matches while conceding 4. If Slot is happy to gamble on always scoring at least 1 more than the opposition, then a 4-2-2-2 would be terrifying. This would see Isak and Ekitike lead the front line while Salah and Wirtz come inside, playing as attacking midfielders. This would be new to Salah, who has primarily played as a winger throughout his career. It would, though, once again, mean Szoboszlai misses out. When Wirtz arrived at Anfield, he was unveiled as the most expensive Premier League player in history. Now he is not even the priciest player at Liverpool. And, given his difficult start to life at Anfield, he may not even be in the starting 11. Ekitike has been on fire in his first few games, so it's currently unthinkable Slot would drop the Frenchman for Isak. However, as Liverpool were lucky not to drop points against Bournemouth and Newcastle, Slot may opt to add another body in midfield to protect his wobbly defence. Out of everybody in the team, it currently makes the most sense to drop Wirtz, which was unthinkable when he was unveiled with his number 7 shirt at the club. Liverpool could make a dramatic late swoop for Crystal Palace captain Mark Guehi. After scoring in what may have been his final game for Palace, the England star is being heavily linked with a £40 million move to Anfield, especially with fresh injury fears over Ibrahima Konate. Could Guehi be Arne Slot's last-minute defensive signing? Mark Guehi has attempted to block out growing speculation of a move to Liverpool after what was potentially a dream final appearance for Crystal Palace. The defender has long been linked with a move to Anfield, and the Reds could make a final swoop for him over the final day of the window. Palace would seemingly be open to selling, with Guehi having just 1 year remaining on his contract at Selhurst Park, but they are holding out for a reported £40 million. Despite the summer speculation, he still started and captained Crystal Palace in their 3-0 win versus Aston Villa on Sunday. He also scored a stunning goal to help secure victory for Oliver Glasner's side. Asked how he was feeling amid the transfer furore, the England star said, "I'm okay. I guess so. I don't like the limelight. I'm glad I have a good club and good teammates around me. When you focus on what is important, the football, it makes it a bit easier." Guehi celebrated wildly after finding the net for Palace. Speaking about his goal and the resultant celebrations, he said, "It's a blur. I can't remember much. When you score goals like that, it's down the team performance. The credit should go to the team. Guehi added, "I was tired. So much running. It's important we stay humble. We'll see what the future holds." Meanwhile, the defender also made his affection of the club very clear. He said the club means a lot. "I'm a South London boy, grew up in South London and captained the club from a young age. They have been fantastic to me and my family. A pleasure to play for this club." Despite his dream evening in the Midlands, it appeared that Guehi was not keen to be at the forefront come the final whistle. He was ushered to the front of celebrating players by goalkeeper Dean Henderson, but Guehi refused, preferring to stay back and take in the applause with the rest of his teammates. Elsewhere, boss Oliver Glasner offered an update on Guehi's future before the trip to Villa, speaking in his pre-match press conference. He said, "Everybody can see how important Mark is, so honestly, I don't know, but I really deeply hope that Mark will play for us at Villa Park. I deeply hope that Mark will play until the end of the season for us." Speaking shortly before kick-off at Villa Park, the Palace boss added, "Of course he has a contract here at Crystal Palace. He plays well, he trains here. And it's clear that he plays. The situation is clear. Everybody knows about it. Mark is a great guy, and that's why he plays." Guehi's Palace teammate, Jean-Philippe Mateta, also made his feelings on Guehi very clear. He said, "Every game he brings something new. He is a fantastic player. I hope he stays with us." While Palace are keen to keep Guehi, Liverpool's need has potentially grown over the past day. Defender Ibrahima Konate limped off during Sunday's win against title rivals Arsenal. Asked if that could trigger Liverpool into moving for a new defender, Slot replied, "It's not a way of asking it. I could only not take one player into the game, so I had to leave one out. And that was a centre-back. I think we were quite well in terms of centre-backs. I think it was only cramp, so I don't think it was an injury. We have to find out." In the upcoming games, Newcastle accept that two of their recent transfer targets, Jon Wissa and Jørgen Strand Larsen, are unlikely to move despite them now being willing to sell Alexander Isak on deadline day. The Magpies had claimed that they would not entertain offloading the Swede, despite the striker pushing for the exit door, but have now changed their stance and will welcome his exit if they receive a bid of £130 million from Liverpool. Newcastle are keen to bring in a striker if they do sell Isak, but have come round to the fact that Wissa and Larsen are unlikely to move to St James Park, reports The Telegraph. Eddie Howe's side have made bids for both players, but neither have been accepted. Wissa enjoyed an impressive year with Brentford last term, scoring 20 times, and have been keen to move on, even taking aim at the Bees on social media for refusing to facilitate any move to St James's Park. Their interest in Larsen is more recent, but Wolves have rejected bids for the Norwegian. Newcastle have managed to complete the £69 million club record signing of Nick Woltemade from Stuttgart. That move was significant, as they had failed to land a number of their attacking targets throughout what has been a frustrating summer. Those in the northeast were keen on João Pedro before he moved from Brighton to Chelsea. They also expressed an interest and put in a bid to land Benjamin Sesko before Manchester United came to the party, eventually winning the race for the Slovenian. Howe is yet to see Newcastle win this season, drawing at Aston Villa and Leeds, which sandwiched a late loss to Liverpool. He admits he's still optimistic that more deals can be struck with Woltemade and Anthony Elanga, their only major recruits so far this summer. The Magpies boss said, "Being the manager, you are always hopeful that you can maybe add one more that can make a difference. But I am really happy with the work we have done so far, and I think we are a lot stronger than last season. Fingers crossed we might be able to do some more." He also added, "We are really looking forward to having that clarity on what our squad looks like." And then, of course, the noise around us couldn't have been easy for the players to deal with throughout pre-season either. "Once we have clarity, we will move forward, and I'm sure we will do really well this year."